Hello guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel. In this video we are gonna see, what if Naruto got banished and got harem with Temari, Hotaru and Shizuka. Part 8. If you want more awesome fan fiction like this, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. So without wasting any time, let's get into the video. In a small town outside Kyumo, Suigetsu, Karen, and Yugo were waiting on a bench for Naruto to come back. What is taking him so long? Karen asked, feeling bored out of her mind. What's Naruto doing again? Suigetsu asked the two. He said he found a new way to fly us around without having to levitate us himself. Yugo explained, recalling Naruto's words. Wonder what he's got in mind. Suigetsu asked until Karen looked ahead, seeing their leader approach with a clone helping him, carrying a red carpet all rolled up. I guess we're about to find out. Hey guys. Naruto said as he and his clone sat the carpet down on the ground and rolled it out, revealing to be big and wide. Naruto, you kept us waiting so you could buy a carpet? Karen asked with a twitchy eye. It's all part of my plan to fly you guys around. He explained calmly. And how? Suigetsu asked. Well, first all three of you get on, Naruto instructed as the three followed along and sat down in the center of the carpet. Now watch as my clone does the rest. The clone of Naruto got on the carpet up in the front and concentrated as the carpet started lifting right off the ground, carrying the three on top. Whoa! Karen gasped. We're flying on a carpet? Yugo asked as he looked down. I got to hand it to you, Naruto, this is one of your best ideas yet. Suigetsu admitted. Yeah, well, I got another one, Naruto continued. I found a new way for me to fly through the air. How? Yugo asked. With this. Naruto said as he dropped a garbage can lid on the ground. A garbage can lid? Karen asked, feeling more agitated. Just watch. Naruto said as he used his power to levitate the lid up before jumping on it and maintained balance. He then started surfing around on top of the lid, impressing Suigetsu and Yugo, while Karen looked lost for words. Now that is awesome. Suigetsu called. It is, isn't it? Naruto asked. Naruto's clone turned to the three. So you three all ready to head for the sea country? You bet. Suigetsu nodded. Well then, hang on tight. The clone said as he made the carpet take off, carrying them. Wait for me. Naruto called as he surfed after his clone, heading up into the sky. A few hours later they were still flying through the sky high above the ocean. Suigetsu, Karen, and Yugo looked down, seeing how high they were up. I got to admit, this is more relaxing. Karen admitted. Yeah, a chance for us to kick back in mid-air. Suigetsu added as he lied back while gazing at the up-close sky. Hoo-hoo. Naruto called as he surfed through the sky on the lid while doing some handstands and jumps. Are you showboating for us, Naruto? Karen asked. No, I'm just curious as to what I can do while surfing through the sky like this. Naruto answered as he surfed around the flying carpet. So who's this girl we're supposed to be meeting in the sea country? Yugo asked curiously. Her name's Isaribi, and she's just like the three of you. He answered. Just like us? Karen asked. How so? Suigetsu asked. She also experimented on by Orochimaru for one of his sick, twisted experiments. Naruto began. Years ago, the snake and a former worker of his you might know as Amachi experimented on multiple lives, trying to develop ways to make ninjas breathe underwater so they could operate from the sea. Many of the test subjects were proven failures and died. Isaribi was the only one to survive and handle the transformation process. However, as backlash, she could not fully transform back to her full human form. She had to wear bandages to cover all the fish-like scales and such that could not return to normal. Ever since then, people would call her a monster and treat her like garbage. Some people are just too insensitive. Suigetsu said. Yeah. Amachi coaxed her into performing jobs and tasks for him, such as attacking ships carrying goods. In exchange would find a way to cure her, but he never had any intention of curing her at all. Lucky I was there and I helped her put an end to Amachi, and I helped cure her myself. I've been keeping in touch with her over 3 years and since then her life's been getting better. Eventually people forgot that she was once part fish woman. So what does she do? Karen asked. She works at the country's fish market. She catches fish and delivers it to the market. Sounds like a smelly job dealing with fish all day. Suigetsu said. You should know since you smell like one liquid boy. Karen chided. Why don't you say that to my face? Suigetsu called as he ended up rocking the carpet. Guys! Please keep still. Naruto's clone called as the two stopped their squabbling. We're almost there. Naruto called as they were flying above the 4 islands. So these are the islands Orochimaru was so focused on with his little experiment? Karen asked looking at the islands form above. Oh yeah, but enough about him, Naruto's clone said as the real one announced, going down. He dove down along with the clone guiding the carpet down at a fast pace making Suigetsu and Yugo cheer while Karen was screaming. When they landed by the docks Yugo and Suigetsu got off the carpet while Karen's eyes were widened and her hair looked frizzed up from the velocity of gliding down. Now that was wild. Suigetsu laughed only to get smacked in the face by Karen. Naruto dispelled his clone, rolled up the carpet, and sealed both it and the garbage can lid into a scroll. So what did you guys think of that ride? He asked. That was wicked. Suigetsu said. Quite the ride. Yugo added. It was okay up until that finale. Karen said still trying to regain her composure. What's the matter Karen, can handle it. Suigetsu joked only to get punched in the back of the head by the female Uzumaki. Okay you two knock it off and follow me. Naruto ordered as they started walking. Naruto looked around the town remembering the first time he visited it and the other times he's visited over the span of 3 years. They found their way to the fish market and looked ahead seeing who else but Isaribi herself unloading some fish. During the course of 3 years she had gotten taller and was Naruto's height. She let her hair grow out past her waist and didn't keep her bangs tied up. She was now wearing sandals, blue shorts that showed off her slim legs, a purple top that covered her grown chest that was about the size of Ino's. Hey Isaribi! Naruto called as he waved to her. Isaribi upon hearing her name and saw who was addressing her made her eyes light up with joy, Naruto. She cheered as she ran over and jumped into the redhead's embrace and they kissed. When they broke it he sat her down, it's been months since we last saw each other. Isaribi said. I know. I hope I didn't catch you at a bad time. Naruto said noticing she had just finished dropping off some fish. Actually I was just about to punch out for the day. I collected enough fish to last for 2 weeks. She admitted. You work wonders in water. Naruto chuckled. And that's a fact. She joked and they laughed. Ahem. Karen cleared her throat as Naruto remembered his team. Oh, Isaribi I'd like to introduce to you some friends of mine. This is Suigetsu Hozuki. Hiya. Suigetsu smiled exposing his sharp teeth. Yugo. Nice to meet you. Yugo bowed his head. And my cousin, Karen. Hi. Karen greeted her. It's so nice to meet you all. Isaribi greeted them. Come on there's a lot we have to catch up on. Naruto said as they all started walking. Soon the 4 were having lunch, with Suigetsu downing his yogurt. Man this is some good stuff. Hey animal, could you eat with your mouth closed? Karen asked annoyed by him pigging out. So you fought 2 members of the Akatsuki? Isaribi asked Naruto. Yeah, Deidara who blew himself up and Haiden who was cut to pieces, he answered. Unfortunately Kakuzu got away and Sasori was defeated by my old Konoha team. They sound more dangerous than you let on. The girl gasped. Yeah, but when you're as strong as me you have no reason to truly fear. He replied. But they managed to extract the bijou from the Kazika-gi, and they almost got your friend Yujito. Isaribi reminded him in worry. I know. Ever since my failure to keep Gaara from getting Shikaku extracted I vowed I wouldn't let that happen to others. Naruto explained. It's amazing you're able to do this kind of stuff while still trying to have your village plans constructed and formed. Isaribi said. Yeah, but with support from the Raikage now, the village of Uzushio will become better than it ever used to be. He promised. And I'll be there to help you with that. She promised him. Thanks Isaribi. He smiled as the girl turned to the three. So all of you were part of Orochimaru's twisted experiments too? Yeah, the old guy kept us all in his little prisons, like me inside a tank. Suigetsu said. I was locked in a hideout for my own good, until Naruto corrected me. Yugo answered. I was just a prison guard so I could hardly call myself a prisoner. Karen said proudly. He just dumped you there with that job so he wouldn't have to see you. Suigetsu countered and managed to dodge the punch she tried to throw at him. Shut up. Come on you two. Yugo said, wanting them to stop. Quite a team you've recruited, Naruto. Isaribi said dryly, seeing how they were. Yeah, but hey, they're the best team I could ask for. Naruto admitted. Why Naruto, I didn't know you cared. Suigetsu smiled while acting overjoyed. So how long are you going to be here? Isaribi asked. A couple days, I guess. After that fight with Haiden we need to get our minds off the Akatsuki. He said. Well, this island really loves your magic and banjo acts, so a few shows should be just the thing. Isaribi said. Got that right. Naruto chuckled. But before that, let's go to my favorite spot. Isaribi offered while Naruto smiled while his team looked confused. About an hour later, Isaribi, Naruto, and his team were by the same waterfall and lake that Isaribi brought Naruto to the first time they met after defeating Amachi. Naruto was dressed in his regular swim trunks, while his team had bought some in town beforehand. Karen was wearing a red one-piece swimsuit with an oval opening around her stomach exposing her navel, Suigetsu was in a pair of purple trunks, Yugo's was blue, and Isaribi was in a purple two-piece. Suigetsu and Yugo were swimming around in the lake with Naruto as Karen and Isaribi were trying to make a tan. This is so much fun. Suigetsu called as he did some strokes. I know, right? Naruto asked as he swam under the waterfall, letting the water pour down on him. Isaribi got up, glad you're all enjoying yourselves, but now I can show you something even better. She dove into the water and Karen followed. When the girls surfaced, Isaribi asked them, you three good at holding your breath? I'm made out of water, holding my breath is not an issue. Suigetsu reminded her. I should be fine. Yugo answered. Me too. Karen agreed. Then follow me. Isaribi said, taking on her fish-like form and dove back under with the other four following her. She showed them through a tunnel under the waterfall and they resurface inside the cavern of crystal stalactites. Whoa! Suigetsu gasped. Beautiful. Karen gasped as the crystals sparkled. This was my secret spot until I showed it to Naruto years ago. Isaribi explained as they crawled up onto the cavern floor. This is amazing. Yugo said as he marveled at the crystals on the walls and ceiling. Yeah, you won't believe how much one these babies are worth, Naruto said as he plucked a crystal from the wall. How much? Karen asked, eager to know. Almost as much as the necklace I wear that was once owned by the Shodai Hokage. He answered. So even one of these could have us almost set for life? Suigetsu asked with wide eyes. Exactly. This keeps getting better and better. Suigetsu smiled as he looked at his reflection in one of the crystals. Arigato for bringing us here, Isaribi. Yugo thanked the fish girl. No problem. Any friends of Naruto are friends of mine. Isaribi said as Naruto held her close. As the day went on, Naruto put on some of his magic acts using Isaribi, Suigetsu, Karen, and Yugo in his acts while they wore disguises to preserve their identities. After the show he was as himself again and was playing a song on his banjo for a crowd. Suigetsu, Karen, Yugo, and Isaribi listened with the crowd and were waving their heads or their fingers around to the rhythm. When Naruto finished, the crowd applauded and cheered along with Isaribi and his team. Naruto smiled, seeing once again how much happiness he could bring to people. That night, Naruto and his team checked into an inn and were fast asleep. Well, all but Naruto. He snuck out of the inn and was heading off to meet Isaribi by the lake again. As he walked through the forest, he heard a familiar voice. "Good evening, Naruto." Naruto spun around, seeing Itachi Uchiha standing by a tree. "Itachi." He scowled. "Judging from your facial expression, you still have your doubts about trusting me." Itachi beepized. "Can you blame me?" the redhead asked. "No, I cannot, but I stand by what I said." "You do have an ally in the enemy camp." Itachi repeated himself from before. "So to what do I owe this unexpected visit?" Naruto asked. "I figured with all that's happened we were due for a rendezvous," Itachi began. "First off, congratulations for destroying Orochimaru and capturing Kabuto. Some of us are grateful for what you did, others not so much." He thought of Deidara. "I didn't do it for you guys," Naruto replied. "I understand that," Itachi continued, "and it's come to our attention you have put together your own team of ninja that once operated under him." "How do you know that?" Naruto asked suspiciously. "Orochimaru wasn't the only one with eyes and ears all over the land," Itachi reminded him, "and personally I feel you've chosen quite a combination of ninja for a team. A trainee for the 7 swordsmen, a sensory type, and the source of Orochimaru's cursed seals. Well, thanks. I also commend you on defeating Haiden and taking out 3 of Kakuzu's hearts. Believe me, those 2 are not so easily defeated." Itachi continued. "About Kakuzu, what's his current condition?" "He's as of now looking to gain 3 new hearts to replace the elements you destroyed. He'll eventually go back for Kyumo to collect Yujito the Nibi Jinchuriki." Itachi warned him. "Well, then I guess I'll have to take him out before he tries to," Naruto replied. "Just remember, Naruto, the Akatsuki members aren't people for you to take for granted." "I'm aware of that, Itachi, and I don't plan no taking them on alone. That's one of the reasons why I recruited Suigetsu, Yugo, and Karen into my ranks. I appreciate you giving me these heads up and tips." "Then does that mean you really do trust me?" Itachi asked. "Well, I have to trust you a little," Naruto admitted. "Arigato, Naruto, being able to talk to someone else like you brings much stress off me," Itachi said before looking weary. "I better go now, I'll see you again if something more develops." He burst into crows and flew off with Naruto watching them fly away. "Good luck, Itachi," he thought before he continued on, reaching the lake where Isaribi was waiting for him. She was sitting by the lake wearing her 2-piece bikini from this afternoon. "Naruto, nice of you to join me." "Like I'd miss this?" he asked before throwing off his gear to reveal he had his trunks underneath. Isaribi giggled at his humor and spoke, "Well, come on." She dove into the water with Naruto following. The 2 swam around the lake together to get a bit of exercise while enjoying the cool breeze and the moon shining down on them. Soon the 2 swam up to each other and smiled while wrapping their arms around each other in embrace. "I'm glad you came back here, Naruto, and all the other times before," Isaribi whispered. "I always said I'd come back to see you, and I always did," Naruto reminded her. "I know," Isaribi replied until she felt her bikini top come undone and saw through their embrace. Naruto removed it, exposing her beasts to him, eager as always. She giggled. "Well, you know me, always like to get to the good stuff." He chuckled. "Obviously," Isaribi said as she did the rest by removing her bikini bottom and tossed it onto the shore with her top. "Alright, my turn," Naruto said as he squatted down into the water and stood back up with his trunks in his hands and threw them onto the shore with Isaribi's swimwear. "Still working out, I see." Isaribi noted his pecs. "Hey, I gotta keep myself in shape and all. After all, you keep yourself in shape as well going for all those fishing dives," he reminded her. "Touché." She smirked. Naruto held the girl close as he could feel her perky freests press into his chest, making both of them pant from the sensual feeling. "Have they grown the last time I saw you?" Naruto teased. What do you think? Isaribi teased back as she rubbed them into his chest playfully. Yup, by a few more centimeters. He smirked as he took them in his palms and kneaded them, resulting in the fish girl moaning in delight. Oh yes, Naruto. She moaned. Say you love it. Naruto smirked as he continued massaging the mounds in his palms. I love it, Naruto. She answered through her moaning. Louder. He ordered as he massaged her harder. I love it, Naruto. She said louder as his massaging got better. I know you do. Naruto replied as they started kissing while Naruto kept his hands firmly on her wrists and massaged them through their love-making under the moonlight that reflected off the water. One morning, Naruto, Karen, Suigetsu, and Yugo were trekking through a forest with Suigetsu looking tired. How much further, Naruto? Almost there. Naruto answered as he led them down a path. I don't understand why we didn't just fly all the way to the entrance. Karen asked. Sometimes, Karen, the best things in life are better appreciated at a slow pace. Naruto replied while looking back at her. Hey, Naruto. A voice called out as the red-headed boy looked up ahead, seeing Shibuki signaling him. Shibuki. Naruto called as he hurried over, making his team race after him. It's good to see you again. Shibuki greeted his old friend with a high five. Glad you got my message. Naruto replied as his team stood at his side. These must be your new friends you mentioned about. Suigetsu, Karen, and Yugo. Shibuki named them off. That's right. Yugo nodded. Well, it's nice to meet you three. I'm Shibuki, leader of Taki. The village leader introduced himself. A pleasure. Karen greeted. Well, follow me and I'll take you to my village. Shibuki said as she led the four to the waterfall entrance. This is the entrance? Karen asked. Well, behind it actually. Come on. Shibuki said as he led the four behind the waterfall and were inside the cave. Whoa, this is really secretive, isn't it? Suigetsu asked. It's not hidden for one thing. Naruto replied. Right here. Shibuki said, standing before one of the pools of water. What? Yugo asked. Through there? Karen asked. Yes, these pools are connected to a tunnel that leads to inside the village. Only members of our village know the direct route to the entrance of our home. Can you three hold your breath? Shibuki asked Naruto's team. Of course. Yugo nodded. Well then, follow me. Shibuki said as he dove into the pool. Come on. Naruto beckoned them as he dove in after Shibuki. Let's go. Suigetsu called as he dove in. Well. Yugo looked to Karen. After you. She said, and Yugo, taking her word, went in next with her following. As they followed Shibuki through the tunnel, they could see some light up ahead. When they reached it, they surfaced and saw they were in the village. So this is Taki? Suigetsu said, looking around while floating in the water. Not a bad village. Yugo admitted. It looks nice. Karen agreed. Yeah, well, let's get to shore. Naruto said, levitating them all out of the water and onto dry land. Geez, I'm soaked. Karen sighed. Oh, dry up. Suigetsu grumbled at her whining. Naruto. A female voice called as they looked ahead, and to Naruto's surprise saw Fu, the Jinchuriki for the Shichibi named Chome. She was racing for him, and Naruto smiled as he opened his arms up and the girl jumped into his embrace, followed by a kiss. Suigetsu and Yugo once again stared at him, seeing once again Naruto's lucky with just about all the girls. It's been a while, Fu? Naruto asked as he sat her down. Yeah, so how've you been? She asked. I've been doing okay considering I'm on the run and all. Naruto admitted. Fu looked past him and saw the other three. So these are the new friends you've made? Yeah. This is Karen, Suigetsu, and Yugo. Guys, meet Fu, a fellow Jinchuriki. Naruto introduced his team to the girl. Nice to meet Cha. Suigetsu greeted her. A pleasure, miss. Yugo greeted. I love your skirt and top. Karen complimented her wardrobe. Thanks. I love your hairstyle, it's so unique. Fu admitted. More like bizarre. Suigetsu whispered to Yugo, who smiled while urging himself not to laugh. Now you said you wanted to talk to us in your letter, Shibuki began while looking at Naruto. You said it was matters of importance. That's right. Let's go to your office and talk. Naruto recommended as Shibuki nodded and led them all through their village. As they walked, the three former associates of Orochimaru were taking in the sights of the village and were astounded by the size of the large tree. When they entered Shibuki's office, the village leader made sure the windows were closed and doors were locked, putting up any privacy jutsu he could so no unintended bystanders would walk by outside the office and listen in. So what's going on, Naruto? Fu asked. Well, for one thing, I managed to eliminate one of the ninja land's problems. He began. And that is? Shibuki asked. Orochimaru. Shibuki and Fu gasped in surprise. Orochimaru of the Sannin. You eliminated him? Fu asked. I did, and it wasn't entirely easy. Well, maybe a little with my powers and abilities, but still. Naruto joked. Well, that's good, right? Orochimaru was the one responsible for nearly breaking Suna's alliance with Konoha. Oh, sorry for that. Shibuki said, not wanting to bring down Naruto's morale about his old village. No problem, but yeah, after his defeat I went to 3 of his old bases and brought these 3 under my guidance. Naruto motioned to his team. You 3 were Orochimaru's followers? Fu asked. More like subjects for his experiments. Suigetsu answered. Subjects? Shibuki asked, raising a brow. Experiments? Fu asked, not liking the sound of that. Yes, but Naruto busted us out and offered us a better life. Yugo explained. Well, I'm glad to hear that. Shibuki said, smiling at the 3. Well, I'm not done yet, Naruto continued, we still got another problem on our heads. The Akatsuki organization is active now. They are? Fu gasped. Yes, they already captured Gaara and extracted Shikaku from him, leaving him to die. Naruto explained. The Kazekage dead? Shibuki gasped in shock. No, or he was, but he was lucky that someone was able to revive him by transferring her own life force into him. Naruto corrected him. Whoa. Fu gasped in wonder. Even though they got their hands on Shikaku, my former team from Konoha and I managed to take out 2 of the Akatsuki members. That's a relief. Shibuki noted with Fu nodding. Yeah, but I ran into 2 more of them a few days ago, and one of them was the one you warned me about. You mean? Shibuki began. Yeah. Kakuzu is a member of the Akatsuki. What happened with that? Fu asked in worry. Well, I'm still here, aren't I? Naruto asked bluntly. So you killed him? Shibuki asked. Not Kakuzu, he got away with only 2 of his hearts remaining. I did manage to defeat his partner though. How did you run into Kakuzu? Fu asked. Him and his partner were targeting another Jinchuriki, but thanks to me they failed their attempt. You met another Jinchuriki? Fu asked. Not another, Fu. Naruto corrected her. More than one. Yeah. Actually, I met these 2 before I ran into the members of the Akatsuki. He explained. Who are they? She asked. Both of them were Kyumo shinobi. One was Yujito ni, and she's the carry to Matatabi the Nibi, and the second one was Killer Bee vessel to Gyuki the Hachibi. Wow, I heard Kyumo was rumored to have 2 Jinchuriki. I guess those rumors are true. Shibuki said. You met Kyumo shinobi and they didn't try to attack you or anything? Fu asked. No. Well, granted, the 3 who accompanied them the first time we met were a bit skeptical as much as I was about them, but it turned out they were okay guys. Especially their 2 younger female ninja. He smirked to himself while Yugo and Karen rolled their eyes. I see. Fu said. So then I assume you warned the two Kyumo Jinchuriki about the Akatsuki? Shibuki asked. Yeah, and even their Raikage has agreed to form an alliance with me as support in restoring Uzushio. The Raikage? Are you for real? Fu gasped. I know. I guess I have more of an effect on people than I thought. Naruto chuckled in modesty. Obviously. Shibuki chuckled. So how long you gonna be here? Fu asked curiously. A few days tops, after all I haven't seen you two in a while. Naruto answered. And we're eager to get to know everyone and place Naruto's bin. Suigetsu added. Well, as my welcomed guests, you're all invited to stay. Shibuki assured. Thanks Shibuki, you're a pal. Naruto smiled as they two hugged. Hey, you guys hungry? Fu asked. I'm famished. Suigetsu answered. So am I, Yugo agreed. Well, come on, let's get some lunch. And it's on me. Fu offered. Neat. Karen smiled. Wanna join us, Shibuki? Naruto asked. I wish I could, but I got a lot more paperwork to go through. Shibuki sighed. Oh well. Tough luck for you. Naruto said as they left the office. Once they were outside, Fu whispered to him. You know, if you're going to be a village leader, you'll have to do paperwork too. On the contrary, with the Kage Bunshin no Jutsu on my side, I can have a clone do the work while I get to relax. He smirked. Clever. Fu admitted. So the group headed into town and got some lunch, and relaxed as they ate. So you were each subjects of Orochimaru? What did he want with you three? Fu asked the three. Well, we each have bloodlines or talents he sought to use to his advantage, Suigetsu began. For example, my clan the Hozuki have this style of being able to convert our bodies into water and use that same ability to increase our muscle sizes. Naruto may not have said this, but he and I are both Uzumakis. We have very long lifespans and a powerful life force which I can use to heal people of their chakra or injuries by having them bite into my very skin. Karen explained. Whoa, Fu gasped at the thought of a healing technique through biting. She turned to Yugo, what about you? Well, for long as I've been known throughout the land as bipolar Yugo. I was called that because I've had this powerful murderous force inside me that bubbles to the surface when I least expect it. Through this psychotic rage I would kill anyone in plain sight, and when I calm down I realize what I've done. I was brought to Orochimaru where he experimented on my abilities and used the data to create his own cursed seals which would bestow dark chakra onto the victims branded with such seals. I never would have guessed. Fu said. After Orochimaru was killed, Naruto came to me and corrected my destructive urges. Now I can properly control myself. The big guy explained. Looks like Naruto really did save you guys. Fu smiled. The only thing he saved me from was boredom, Karen injected. I was actually made a prison guard at one of Orochimaru's bases. Just to get rid of her. Suigetsu mumbled to Fu. Naruto brought the three of us under his wing and offered us a new home in his resurrected Uzushio when he can properly build it. Yugo added. And just wait, I'll be planning on inviting you and all my other squeezes to join me. Naruto winked at Fu who smiled. After their lunch, Fu continued to give Naruto's new friends a tour around Taki, just to give them an inside view on her village. Later that afternoon, Naruto as per the norm put on his magic show to make some easy cash with successful results. When nighttime came, Naruto was in his guest room but still dressed as he walked to his room's balcony and saw Fu with her beetle wings out allowing her to fly. Hi Naruto, ready to go? You bet. Naruto agreed as he hovered off the ground and over to Fu. Let's ride. Fu called as the two took off. They flew above the village before flying upward beyond the large tree and found themselves out of the village. They started flying up higher into the night sky before flying around the area like a pair of happy-go-lucky fools. Soon they flew up to each other's and embraced. I really missed you, Fu. Naruto whispered into her ear. I missed you too, Naruto. She whispered back. They looked into each other's eyes as the redhead continued, soon Fu, it won't be long before the construction of my village is underway. And are you sure you can go through with these plans even with the Akatsuki at large? Fu asked in concern. Don't worry. One by one the Akatsuki will drop like flies. And the ninja land will be safe for me, you, and the rest of the Jinchuriki out there. He promised her. Deep in their minds, Kurama and Chome were having their own conversation. That container of yours really intends to protect us. Chome said. Yeah, too bad we weren't able to secure Shikaku, Kurama replied, even though he was psycho he was still one of us. Agreed. At least he managed to save Madara though. Chome added. And I'll make sure to help him in saving the rest of our brethren as well. Kurama promised. Even me if it comes down to it? The beetle asked. Even you. The fox chuckled. Outside the mines with Naruto and Fu the two moved in and kissed each other while still flying in mid-air. When they broke Naruto spoke to her, want to go back to my room and have a little fun? He smirked. Fu blushed and spoke flirtingly, well maybe, if you can catch me. She playfully poked his chest and flew off giggling. Oh it's so on. Naruto chuckled as he flew after her as they chased each other through the sky. What? Where are we going? Suigetsu called. We're going to Kiri, Suigetsu. Naruto answered and the boy pouted. What are you so pouty for? Karen asked the swordsman. In case you forgot, I have history with that village. Suigetsu answered. I said it before Suigetsu, things have changed since then, Naruto explained, you'll find it's not bloody as it used to be. The Mizukage will be fine with you setting foot in the village. I talked it over with her. Well if you insist, but I still have my history with it. Suigetsu replied while crossing his arms. Well come on let's get going. Naruto said as they planned to head off. Back to the present, Naruto was steering the carpet above the ocean and spoke to his group, we should be coming up on Kiri in a matter of moments. Soon enough they could see the land of Kiri up ahead. Yugo looked over at Suigetsu and spoke, you okay Suigetsu? I'll be fine. He answered as they were coming up on the land. When they reached the island, Naruto landed the carpet onto the ground so they could get off. After sealing the carpet back into a scroll, the four walked down a path leading up to the gates of Kirigakure. Before they were halted, Naruto showed the guards his official passport given him so he could get into Kiri without an escort. They walked into the village, with Naruto's group looking around the place in surprise having never set foot in the village before. Suigetsu looked around seeing the village looked normal and not a blood-filled land as it did before, while for some reason I actually feel calm here. A lot better than I felt about it before. He looked over and saw a well that made him gasp as he envisioned two little boys standing by it while laughing with each other. Suigetsu. Karen called smacking him on the back of his head. Ouch. What the hell was that for, Karen? Don't space out. You wanna look like an idiot? She scolded him, and he only scowled. Come on you two, shape up. We're here. Naruto ordered as they stood outside the administration building. Ao seeing Naruto spoke, oh Naruto, we were wondering when you'd get here. Hi Ao, you look like you're doing well. Naruto greeted him. I'm doing fabulous actually, Ao noticed the others with him, and these must be your new team. That's right, this is Yugo, Karen, and Suigetsu. Guys this Ao, one of the Mizukage's trusted guards. Nice to meet you all, Ao greeted them, now if you'll follow me I'll take you to see the Mizukage. He led them inside the building until reaching the office. When they entered they saw Mei the Mizukage at her desk going over some paperwork, until she saw her guests, oh welcome my guests to Kiri. Hi Mei, it's good to see you. Naruto said as the woman got up and hugged the boy. And it's good to see you again, Naruto. Naruto's team looked at the Mizukage with mixed reactions with each of them thinking, she's beautiful. Karen thought in envy. A female Kage. Yugo thought. Wow, She's definitely an improvement on the last Mizukage in terms of looks. Suigetsu thought. Mei spotted the three behind Naruto, so these are the ones you recruited? Yes, this is Yugo, Karen, and Suigetsu. Guys, meet Mei Terumi, the Gondai Mei Mizukage. Naruto introduced them. Well, I'm glad to meet you all, Mei began until his eyes fell upon Suigetsu Hozuki. I can imagine how much is going through your head as of this moment. Too much. He answered. Well, I promise you, things in Kiri are different. What happened with the 7 swordsmen was not just an impact on all of them and you, but on others as well. Even though the swordsmen were trained to be ruthless killers, they were all dedicated shinobi. Well, you know that seeing as how you're related to one of them. The woman said. I know, well, I trust Naruto in what he says about the village, so I'll take his word and trust you as well. Suigetsu answered. Arigato, and trust me when I say this, I'm sorry about your brother. Mei apologized. Is there a memorial anywhere for the fallen members? He asked. Yes, I shall show you to it personally. She offered. Where are Hotaru and Uchiha? Naruto asked. You'll find them at the training ground, Naruto. You know how Hotaru is when Uchiha acts too laid back to do teaching. She explained. I know. Naruto chuckled. I'll catch up with you guys later. Suigetsu said as Mei led Suigetsu out of the office. Will he be alright? Yugo asked Naruto. I think Suigetsu just needs some closure is all. Naruto answered as he watched the swordsman boy leave the office. So Mei and Suigetsu walked through the village, as the boy watched, seeing people walking about like they were normal and not living in seclusion or hiding due to the bloodline hostility and resentment. Mei looked at Suigetsu knowing a lot was on his mind, but she kept eyeing the familiar sword on his back. I notice you're carrying Kubikiri Bucho, that was the familiar weapon of Zabuza Momochi. How did you come across it? Didn't Naruto tell you his story of how he met Zabuza Senpai in the Wave Country? Suigetsu asked. He did. She admitted. Well, after he freed me, we traveled there where I picked this up. After all, I was trained in the art of swordsmanship by the best in our village. I'm aware of that. Then you're obviously aware of my ambition. He added. Yes, I understand you want to make a new generation of 7 shinobi swordsmen, she began. To do so you require the other swords wielded by the last members. Yeah, this one is just the starting point, because I will find the other swords and find new wielders for them. Naruto told me you have one of them already in use by another. His name's Chujiro, isn't he? Yes. According to Naruto and you, he may have low self-esteem, but when he's in combat he fights like a real swordsman. Suigetsu said. That he does. I couldn't see anybody else wielding the Hiramakiri. She explained, making Suigetsu ponder if he could truly incorporate Chujiro into his future swordsman group. They finally reached Kiri's memorial for fallen shinobi. They approached one of the tombstones, seeing several names on it being the 7 shinobi swordsmen, at least those who died during the coup. Among the names included Jinin Akabino, Kushimaru Kuriere, Jinpachi Munashi, Amuri Ringo, and the final name which struck Suigetsu was his brother's name, Mangetsu Hozuki. Well, this is it. Mei explained as Suigetsu looked at all the listed names. I remember all these names. These guys were my idols. I trained long and hard hoping I could one day be a part of their group just as my brother did. That was a long time ago. Suigetsu said as he once again flashed back to when he and his brother Mangetsu were little kids. The two were hanging out by the well. Suigetsu noticed when they entered the village. I'm sure glad our swordsman training is over for now, Mangetsu, now we can just relax. A younger Suigetsu said. Yeah, the training lessons they're putting us through are brutal, Mangetsu replied, but then again I suppose it's how they were able to become the 7 shinobi swordsmen. You think we'll ever be like them for sure? The youngest asked the elder. If we keep training hard and proving our worth, I'm sure we will, little brother. Mangetsu promised him. One of us at least made the dream. Suigetsu thought as he recalled how Mangetsu was brought into the group of swordsmen. Mangetsu was being congratulated by the swordsman, until he saw his brother was sitting down off to the side looking dismal. He slipped away from the group and approached his brother, Suigetsu. "Oh, why aren't you partying with your new group?" the younger brother asked, feeling left out. "I'd rather be with my family," Mangetsu answered. "It's not a big deal to me, Mangetsu. You earned it and now you're one of them. I would have liked it better if you joined in with me," the elder replied. "You know that's not possible since it's the 7 swordsmen. So unless one of them happens to die I cannot join." "Then do you want me to kill one of them for you?" he offered his brother, who did a double take. "What? I can get rid of one of them for you, so you can join," he continued to offer him. "Bro, be reasonable about it. If you killed one of them and they found out it was you, they'd have your head," Suigetsu warned him. "Relax, Suigetsu, I was just joking." "Sort of." He mumbled the last bit. "Don't worry, I'll just keep training harder, until they think I'm ready to join them and when there's a free spot in the group," Suigetsu explained. "Don't worry, brother, your time will come. I'll be waiting," Mangetsu promised with a smile as the brothers hugged. But that all came to an end that one day. Suigetsu thought in bitterness. Suigetsu flashed back to when the 7 shinobi swordsmen failed their assassination attempt. Half the members, but some, were eventually captured and put to death. Some who escaped had been Zabuza and Kisame. Mangetsu, however, wasn't able to make it out of the village and was caught and put to death right before Suigetsu's eyes. In fact, all of Kiri were there to witness the captured members be put to death, to show as a reminder of what would happen if they went against the Yondai Mei Mizukagi's words. The younger Suigetsu had made it outside the village gates before throwing his Kiri headband on the ground before looking back at the village, never again. He walked off from the land and hitched a boat ride, leaving Kiri. When he arrived at another land, he walked along a beach one night looking out into the ocean, before seeing his brother's reflection in the water. He looked at the water with his eyes on the verge of shedding tears before his sad face turned into a look of anger before he pounded the water in frustration, before calling out, "You promised you'd wait for me." He dropped to his knees as his tears fell into the water. He looked back at the water and saw another person's reflection in the water above his own. He gasped and looked up, seeing Orochimaru. "I've been looking for you, Suigetsu Hozuki." He smirked. Suigetsu backed away. "Who are you? Did the Mizukagi send you to capture me?" "Oh heavens no. I'm just a wandering nukenin like you." "You're a nukenin?" Suigetsu asked. "Yes. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Orochimaru." "Orochimaru? You're one of the Sannin?" he gasped, having recalled about Konoha's legendary 3. "All in the past, I'm afraid. I left that village because I had bigger plans that did not concern those in it," Orochimaru explained. "So why were you looking for me?" Suigetsu asked curiously. "I've heard what happened in Kiri, and to your brother. Losing family can be a very painful experience." "How would you know?" Suigetsu questioned him. "Because, my boy, I lost my parents when I was younger than you. I grew up alone, with nothing but those in the village. But the older I got, the more I started leaving things in the past and move on," he explained. "Are you telling me to forget about Mangetsu?" Suigetsu asked in anger. "Not at all. I simply request that you do not dwell too much on what happened, and instead do something about it. In fact, that's why I came looking for you. I'd be more than willing to help you." "Why would you help me?" Suigetsu asked suspiciously. "Because I share your pain, my boy," Orochimaru began, putting an arm around him. "Join me and my cause and I will help you avenge your brother and those who allowed him to die." "You mean it?" Suigetsu asked in shock. "I promise you. All I request is you allow me usage of your clan abilities. And I promise you, vengeance upon Kiri will be yours." Orochimaru continued to tempt him as past Suigetsu flashed back, thinking of all the good times with Mangetsu leading up to his murder before his eyes. Suigetsu looked up at Orochimaru before answering, "You got a deal, Orochimaru." And with that, Orochimaru snickered. Suigetsu soon after realizing the pact he made would be the biggest mistake he made, as he was contained in that water tank, Naruto found him in at the one hideout. Suigetsu snapped out of his flashback before looking up at Mei, who was right by his side. He spoke to her. I never did make it to the 7 swordsmen, and Mangetsu couldn't keep his promise to be there for me when I would. I know running away was stupid and foolish, but I couldn't help myself. Mei placed a hand on the boy's shoulder. We've all felt like that once in our lives, Suigetsu. We can't change what happened to your brother or you, but we can move on and make ourselves better for those we care about. Yeah, Naruto's told me that's what he's been doing since he was banished from Konoha. But can I really do the same as him? Suigetsu asked in doubt before he found himself pulled into Mei's embrace, much to his own shock. I think you can, Suigetsu, she began, you just have to learn to have faith in yourself and those willing to help you. And if you ever need more support, I can be here for you. Suigetsu allowed himself more into the comforting embrace of Mei, feeling that things could very well start looking better for him than they did for him years ago. He looked up at the sky envisioning his brother, Mangetsu. I hope you're watching. Because I'm gonna make you proud and make a new team of swordsmen with both help from Naruto and the new age of Kiri. Naruto, Karen, and Yugo were heading for one of Kiri's training grounds, until the red-head boy looked up ahead seeing busty Hotaru sparring against the laid-back Jinchuriki, Utakata. There they are. Naruto said as he approached. Utakata and Hotaru, feeling they were being watched, turned and saw Naruto with 2 others, Naruto. Hotaru cheered, as she ran to him and jumped into his embrace as he returned it, followed up by a passionate kiss. Does he do this to one or more girls, every time he takes us somewhere? Karen asked Yugo in annoyance, while Yugo himself shrugged his shoulders. Utakata walked over to his fellow Jinchuriki. It's good to see you, Naruto. He shook the boy's hand. Right back at you, Utakata. How are you and Hotaru doing? We're doing great, and it looks like you are as well, Hotaru noted, until she spotted the other 2. Who are they? These are 2 of my new teammates, Naruto began introducing them. The big guy is Yugo, and this is Karen, she's a long-lost family member. Nice to meet you too. Hotaru said as she and Utakata shook each of their hands. As Karen shook Hotaru's hand, she gazed envious on the blonde-haired girl's chest size. Pleasure's ours. Yugo greeted them. I have a 3rd teammate to introduce you to, but he's currently out with Mei. Naruto explained. I see. Utakata answered. You 2 look like you've really been working hard. Naruto noticed the state of the training ground that had been used. I was, but Utakata-sensei's been holding back. Hotaru puffed her cheeks out at her master. Utakata sighed in annoyance. I don't see why I should give my all to you, when you're still not ready to face me at the peak of my power. Well, how can I expect to learn more when you don't give me your all? Hotaru continued to argue. Karen whispered to Yugo, sounds like a close student-sensei relationship. Naruto, overhearing them, replied, yeah, just like how Ero-Sennin and I used to be. He chuckled at the old memories. Soon the 2 argued themselves out before sighing, you 2 never change. Naruto chuckled. Well, it's nice to see you all getting along so well. Mei said as she and Suigetsu approached. Hey, there you are, Suigetsu, Naruto said, how'd it go? It went well actually, Suigetsu smiled, I feel better now. Well, good for you. Naruto nodded, and turned to Hotaru and Utakata, I'd like you 2 to meet. Suigetsu Hozuki. Hotaru answered. We've heard about him in Kiri's history. Utakata added. Yeah, I do have a reputation on my plate. Suigetsu admitted as Hotaru was marveling at the sword. So this is the sword that once belonged to Zabuza Momochi? That's right, but now I wield it. Suigetsu boasted. Karen and Yugo roll their eyes at his boasting as Yugo spoke to Utakata and Naruto, so Utakata here's also a Jinchuriki. That's right. Utakata contains the Rokubi known as Saiken. Naruto explained. Both Naruto and I are on the hit list of the Akatsuki organization, and we understand what each other went through being Jinchuriki and all. Utakata added. I can tell I myself didn't have such a loving life. Yugo replied while looking glum. Naruto, not wanting the two to stay down in the dumps, put his arms around them. Come on guys, cut the sour faces. You guys are better now than you've ever been, right? Well, I suppose. Uchiha said as he slightly smiled while looking over to Hotaru, who was talking with Karen. Yes, so am I, Yugo agreed happily. Mei looked at Naruto and his group. Well, since you've come so far, I would be honored if you would all join me for dinner tonight. Why, we'd be delighted, Mei-sama. Naruto accepted the invite, as did his teammates. That night at Kiri's administration building, Naruto and his team were sitting at a big table along with Mei, Hotaru, Uchiha, and Chujiro, who was in awe at seeing Suigetsu and Zabuza's sword. They were enjoying their dinner as Chujiro spoke to Suigetsu. So just out of curiosity, what were the original members of the 7 swordsmen like? Suigetsu turned to him and answered, they were some of the baddest shinobi that ever existed here in the village, ruthless, merciless, and cunning. The sword you carry was in fact wielded by my brother Mangetsu, one of the original members. So I've heard. Your brother was incredible. That he was, and I'm proud to have been his brother. Suigetsu admitted with a smile. So Naruto said you have an ambition to start a new 7 swordsman team? The Kiri shinobi asked the other. That's right, so when I get close to nearing that goal, I was wondering if you'd be willing to join me. Suigetsu smirked as Chujiro started sweating. Well, I'm not a full master yet. So I still got a long way to go. He admitted. Well, don't worry, I can't wait for your answer as long as it doesn't take till the next century. Suigetsu said, and the two chuckled. Mei spoke to Naruto, so have there been any recent sightings of the Akatsuki? Not since Kyumo, when we took down one of the members known as Haiden, but his partner Kakuzu escaped. Naruto sighed. Haiden and Kakuzu, Mei pondered, I recall those names from the bingo book. They're dangerous ones indeed. Yeah, well, Haiden was, but he's history. Naruto chuckled as he ate. So the 3 of you are going to be helping Naruto strengthen his manpower so he can build up the strength of his village in the making? Uchiha asked Naruto's team. Of course, after Orochimaru's had us under his thumb for so many years, Naruto decided to give us a better lease on life. Yugo explained. Plus it's good to finally be out and about rather than be contained. Suigetsu added. And with Kyumo officially on my side, I'll have more manpower than before. Naruto added. Kyumo. Chujiro gasped. You actually managed to convince their stubborn Raikage to forge an alliance with you? Mei gasped in surprise. Well, it wasn't easy, believe me. But I managed to get him to see things from the full perspective. Naruto admitted. You are a wonder as always, Naruto. Mei smiled. But of course. Naruto answered, and they all laughed. Later on, the 4 travelers were subjected to their own rooms, while sat on his bed waiting patiently, until the door slowly opened up and Hotaru entered. Sorry if I kept you waiting, Naruto. She apologized. Oh, no worries, Naruto replied, you're just in time. Hotaru smiled as she got onto the bed and crawled up to Naruto. Naruto smiled as he wrapped his arms around his busty beauty and kissed her, which she returned with equal passion and tongue. When they parted, Hotaru reached out and removed Naruto's shirt. Oh, magnificent. She panted while feeling his chest. Lemon happened. After Naruto's group's stay in Kiri, they were once again back on the travel. They hadn't heard much of the Akatsuki or of Root for a week, but Naruto knew he couldn't get too comfortable with the silence. One day they were in a town stocking up on some essentials. Naruto, Yugo, and Karen exited a shop. There, this should be enough. Naruto said until they looked over, seeing Suigetsu with a giant bag filled with bottles of water. I don't know, the swordsman boy retorted, I think I could do with a little more. Why the hell did you buy so much water? Karen asked, irritated. Hey, if we're going to Suna, then I need insurance, Suigetsu argued back. You have any idea how hot the place can get? It's a scorcher. He does have a point, Karen. Yugo admitted. Karen rolled her eyes and sighed, whatever. Well, we got enough stuff, so let's get going. Naruto instructed as they left town and entered the forest. Once they were in the forest, Naruto brought out the carpet and they mounted it before Naruto used his powers on it to take off. As they flew out into the land of wind, Yugo spoke to Naruto, so the Kazekage, Sabaka no Gaara was once a Jinchuriki like you? That's right, Naruto answered, Gaara was just about the same as you used to be, Yugo. But I was the one to turn him around and he became a better guy. I do regret that I wasn't able to save him before he had Shikaku removed from him. That's why I promised I wouldn't let my other Jinchuriki allies like Yujito, Fu, and Beef suffer the same fate. As they continued flying across the desert, Naruto scoped out the village in the distance. Brace yourselves guys, we're almost there. He announced as he was lowering the carpet down. Soon the carpet lowered to the sandy terrain. They all dismounted and Naruto sealed the carpet back into the scroll. They approached the gates as the two guards up front blocked them. Hold it, we're gonna need some identification. One ordered Naruto. Naruto sighed, wishing they would recognize him enough to no longer need to ask him for identification, but then again after the Akatsuki incident in Suna, they couldn't take any chances. Here guys. Naruto showed him the ID badge Gaara gave him to permit him entrance to Suna. They studied it, and saw it was legit. Welcome back, Naruto. The second guard eyed the other three. Are these three with you? They are, and they're legit as well. Naruto assured them. The two guards nodded as the first spoke to Naruto's entourage. Welcome to Suna. We hope you enjoy your time here. Arigato. The three thanked the guards as they were escorted into the village. When they entered, the three looked around. So this is the village of Suna. Karen gasped. Looks very nice. Yugo admitted. Nice? It's frickin' hot is what it is. Suigetsu grumbled as he started drinking one of his bottles of water. Relax, when nighttime comes it gets a lot cooler. Naruto assured him. So what do we do? Karen asked. Well, first we should see if Gaara's not at meeting and introduce you guys to him. Naruto began as he was about to head for the administration building until a voice called out to him. Naruto. Naruto looked over and saw coming up to him was Pakura, her student Maki, and another young kunoichi dressed in the Suna guard attire. The kunoichi was fair-skinned, long black hair, and large brown eyes. Pakura. Naruto called as the older kunoichi embraced him and he returned it. Man, that one's hot. Suigetsu whispered to Yugo, who slightly nodded. It's good to see you. Naruto told Pakura. And it's great to see you, too. Pakura replied. When they ended their hug, Naruto saw Maki, and Maki, you're looking great. He hugged her. You're looking well too, Naruto. Maki answered. When Naruto released Maki from his embrace, he turned to the black-haired girl. She spoke. Hi, you probably don't remember me. Oh, don't say that, Naruto began as he got a good look at her. You're Yukata. Yes. The girl identified as Yukata gasped. See, told you. Naruto replied. I was worried because I know you've seen half of Suna's guards or even rookie guards. I didn't think you'd notice me out of all of them. The black-haired girl said. Well, surprise surprise, he joked and the four laughed. Hey guys, come over here. He called to his entourage who walked over. Who are these three? Pakura asked, eyeing the three. These are my three partners, Naruto began. This is Suigetsu, Yugo, and Karen, my long-distant relative. A relative? Maki asked. Yeah, she's an Uzumaki just like me, Naruto answered. Guys, this is Pakura, her student Maki, and Yukata. It's a pleasure to meet you all. Yugo bowed his head. Yeah, a real pleasure. Suigetsu added while raising his brows up and down at Yukata, who rebuffed him. In your dreams. Ouch. Suigetsu groaned at the reject. Ignore him. It's nice to meet you three, Karen said, shaking the girl's hands, and looked at Pakura. I've heard of you from the records. You're one of Suna's strongest kunoichi and mistress of the Shikuten element. Well, I do have a certain reputation. Pakura admitted. I just on my way to see Gaara, Naruto explained. He's not too busy, I hope. Unfortunately Kazika Gi-sama's at meeting and won't be finished for a few hours. Maki explained. Damn. Naruto replied in deadpan. But hey, we can always entertain you while you wait. Pakura offered. Yeah, if you're hungry we can do lunch. Yukata added. Suigetsu's eyes lit up, sounds like a plan. I'm all for it. I could use a bite. Yugo admitted. Why not? Karen asked. All right then, lead on girls. Naruto ordered as the three led them through the village. Soon they were sitting outside a Suna cafe, chowing down. So Suigetsu, Maki began, you're looking to become the leader of a new band of 7 swordsmen. Yeah, that's right, Suigetsu answered proudly, but to do that I need to acquire the all of original swords. And right now one of them is a long ways from Kiri. The rest are being watched over by the Mizukage, but she promised if I could find new wielders who I felt were worthy and have her evaluate them she'd pass the others on to me so I can fulfill my ambition. What about the rest of you girls? Yugo asked Maki and Yukata. Well, I'm aiming to be a great kunoichi, like Pakura-sensei. Maki answered as she smiled at her mentor who smiled back. And I'm training with my other fellow rookie guards like Matsuri and Mikashi to be excellent guards for our village. Yukata added. Sounds like you two know exactly what you're aiming for. Karen crossed her arms while smirking. So Naruto, any of the Akatsuki giving you trouble? Pakura asked in concern. Well, we ran into 2 more, and those 2 were hard to kill. In fact, we didn't even kill them. Naruto explained. What do you mean? Maki asked as the other 2 Suna kunoichi were just as confused. Naruto answered, their names were Haiden and Kakuzu, according to their reputation they're known as the Zombie Brothers. Zombie Brothers? Yukata asked. Buha. Haiden was part of a cult that somehow gave him immortality. We only defeated him by slicing off his head and threw it into a chasm while we dropped his body off in the sea. What about Kakuzu? Pakura asked. Well, the fact is he has a jutsu that allowed him to have 5 hearts, with the other 4 containing a different chakra nature. Naruto explained. So he has all 5 chakra elements? Maki gasped. Correct, Naruto replied, we weren't able to destroy all of his hearts before he fled. So he's still out there unfortunately. How did you end up running into those 2? Pakura inquired. Naruto was curious if he should tell them about helping Yujito. Before he could answer he froze and gasped. He started getting a vision of the forest on the other side of Suna's desert and saw an Akatsuki member lurking about. But it wasn't just any Akatsuki member. It was the member Itachi had warned him to be wary of. It was the member wearing an orange-colored mask, who according to Itachi was Madara Uchiha, the real mastermind behind the Akatsuki. Naruto. Naruto. He could barely make out the voices of the others trying to snap him out of it. Hey Naruto. Suigetsu shouted in his ear. Suddenly Naruto snapped out of it and gasped. Naruto, are you okay? Pakura asked. You just zoned out. Maki added in worry. Naruto. Yugo asked in concern. Naruto got up, sorry guys, but there's something I need to check out. He then flew off and out of the village. Naruto. The group called. Where's he going? Yukata asked in confusion. I don't know, but we should find out. Suigetsu suggested. We can't fly after him, Suigetsu. Karen reminded him. Then we'll just have to run it. Yugo replied as he, Karen, and Suigetsu were ready to follow Naruto. Karen turned to the Suna kunoichi, you stay here, we'll see what's going on. The 3 nodded as Naruto's team headed off on foot to try and follow Naruto's trail in the sky. Up in the sky across the desert, Naruto was flying through it with determination. He thought to himself, so that's the one Itachi told me about. Madara Uchiha. At least that's what he claims to be. I don't know how strong he is, but if he could go toe-to-toe with the Sho Daimei, he's got to be powerful. I know I said I wouldn't go after the Akatsuki alone, but I don't want to drag them into this fight until I truly know what I'm up against. But if I'm going up against Madara Uchiha, I'll have to really bring my game. He continued flying off hoping to meet this so-called Madara Uchiha. Naruto flew across the desert before reaching the forest on the other side. Okay, I have to play this right. If this guy is Madara Uchiha, then he must be very powerful, he spoke to himself. He looked ahead and saw the figure with his back turned to him. Perfect, I can sneak up on him from behind. He thought as he summoned a Rasengan in his palm and aimed it right at Toby, only to his shock passed right through him and nailed another tree. What the hell? He cursed. Toby looked down seeing Naruto. Well, howdy there, stranger. He waved at him. Naruto looked up seeing Toby before thinking, what happened there? I was right on him. How did I pass through him? Unless could he be an illusion? He formed the release sign, Kai. He saw Toby still stood there and not vanish like a Genjutsu should, so he's not Genjutsu either. I didn't expect to run into anybody out here today. Toby spoke in his goofy manner. Naruto looked at him puzzling, is this really Madara Uchiha? If he is, he certainly had a bizarre sense of humor. I shouldn't come out and call him by name right away, he spoke up, who are you? Who am I? Toby asked curiously. I'm Toby, of course. He cheered. Toby. Naruto thought, of course he'd use an alias. She spoke up again, all right Toby, what's with the cloak? Oh, this old thing. He asked as he tugged on his cloak's collar. Well, I'm part of a secret organization known as the Akatsuki. But don't tell anyone, it's a secret. He whispered. Right, Naruto said dryly, well sorry, but I'm gonna have to stop you. Stop me? But I didn't do anything. Toby answered, acting all innocent. Not yet, but eventually you will. Naruto called as he flew at Toby and tried fighting him, but the Akatsuki member kept dodging his blows, before Naruto tried punching him in the stomach only to go right through him, again. What are you, a ghost or something? A ghost? Oh no, Toby replied, if I were a ghost I'd much scarier looking like this, ho. He made ghoulish moans. Naruto's eyes twitched, he's mocking me, he thought before speaking up again, why don't you do me a favor and take that ridiculous mask off? What this? Toby asked while pointing to his mask, don't you know how secret identities work? Yes, but in your case I want to know what you're hiding. Naruto called as he used his psychic without giving Toby any hints, and the mask was pulled right off his face, causing him to cover it with his hands. The mask levitated to Naruto as he used his psychic to shatter it into pieces. Now Toby, show me what you really look like. He ordered. Toby pulled his hands away from his face to reveal his true face, which appeared to be battle-scarred on his right side, while he had Sharingan eyes. You tore my mask off my face. He said in a more serious tone compared to how he sounded a minute ago. Naruto studied Toby's face and thought, there's no way that guy's Madara Uchiha. He recalled the face of Madara from the statue at the valley where he fought Sasuke, so he is an imposter. Naruto Uzumaki, I've been waiting for you to show up. Toby explained. Well, I'm gonna make you wish you waited longer. Naruto shouted as he flew at Toby and tried to attack him, only for Toby to grab his hands. Now you're mine. Toby announced as he was about to activate his jutsu, only to be frozen in place as Naruto looked at his face with both Toby's Sharingan and his psychic powers locking onto each other. Naruto suddenly was looking through the eyes of another who saw he was in Konoha. He watched as the figure ran through the village before happening across two familiar figures. The first was his father Minato, and the second was Kakashi when he was 13, Dad, Kakashi. He thought as he watched the life of the figure he was seeing through his POV pass by, as he saw it was the boy on Kakashi's old Genin team, Obito Uchiha. More images passed by as he saw them on a mission against IWA Shinobi, the boy getting crushed by a rock, only to land in a cavern where he saw an elderly man connected to some roots to a statue. No way, that's Madara Uchiha. He continued thinking as he saw more and more flashbacks play, such as watching Kakashi's female teammate Rin Noara get impaled by Kakashi's Raikiri, and since then had saw memories of Obito during his time as leading the Akatsuki from the shadows, such as the manipulation of Yagura the Yandai Mei Mizukage. forming an alliance with Amigakure to side with him, and even the night when he was born and Kurama was sealed inside him. Suddenly Naruto's psychic energy pushed both Naruto and Toby apart as Naruto slid across one of the long tree branched. What just happened? Toby asked as he recoiled. Naruto got up and glared Toby down. You're not Madara Uchiha. He declared, putting a look of shock on Toby's face. You're Obito Uchiha. He announced. Toby, now recognized as Obito, was taken aback. How did you? I saw everything in your memories, Naruto began. You were a Konoha shinobi that would always come through for comrades. All in the past. Obito answered coldly. Everyone thought you were dead, Naruto continued. Your name was placed on the memorial stone for heroes. Pardon me if I withhold my enthusiasm. He replied sarcastically. So you fell into a cavern and met the real Madara Uchiha who was living by a whim? Naruto questioned. Yes, and he opened up my eyes to the harsh reality of the ninja world, Obito explained. All this war, genocide, and slaughter rules our world. But Madara had a plan to put a stop to that. Obito was cut off as Naruto finished for him, recalling his memories. By capturing the 9 bijou and fuse them together to create the Jubi, he began, then you would fuse with him and become the Jinchuriki and cast an eternal gain jutsu from the moon, putting all those here on the planet into an slumber of illusions. Very perceptive. Obito answered. Well, you're not going to succeed in this crazy scheme of yours. Naruto called. Is that so? Obito asked while crossing his arms. That's right, because I'm gonna stop you here and now. Try me, Obito challenged him as Naruto flew at Obito and tried attacking only to keep phasing through his body. It's pointless for you to attack me, I'm untouchable. I know through your memories your Sharingan power allows you to turn your body intangible by distorting reality around a specific area to make you immune to physical attacks, Naruto explained. Well, let's see how that works when you don't know where I'm gonna strike. He used his psychic power and suddenly Obito's right arm was ripped out of its socket, making the Uchiha clutch it in pain. Obito thought, he's attacking me without even laying a hand on me. With a power like that I don't know where he'll strike. But I can't flee now. Not when the Kyuubi is in my grasp. I have to think of how to move around him and catch him with my jutsu. Suddenly rising up from the tree branch was Zetsu. What happened? The plant creature asked Obito. I found our new target. Obito explained as Zetsu saw Naruto. The Kyuubi Jinchuriki. Zetsu gasped. Naruto squinted his eyes at Zetsu and thought, so this was Madara Uchiha's creation, Zetsu. A parasitic creature created from both the cells of the Sho-Dai Meiho Kagi and Madara. He's non-combatant, but he could still pose as a problem. I'll need to take them both down. He was ready to attack, until bombs started raining down on him. What the, no way. He saw as Deidara dropped in. Hey kid, miss me? Deidara smirked. You. But how? You self-destructed yourself. Naruto argued, knowing he had to keep it secret that he found out from Itachi Deidara was still alive. You naive little gaki, Deidara began smugly. What you thought was me blowing up was actually my Jibaku Bunshin, self-destructing clone. After you tore my arms off and I landed in a forest, I quickly substituted myself with the clone while I hid in the earth. Naruto frowned as he continued to keep the surprised look up. Damn it. Deidara noticed Zetsu and Obito. Toby, is that you? What happened to your mask? Never mind that, we got more important matters to deal with, Deidara. Obito answered. Hey, your voice sounds different, and why aren't you referring to me as senpai? Deidara asked in confusion. Forget that, we need to capture the Jinchuriki. Obito explained as the three stood ready. I'm ready for you all. Naruto said as he prepared himself. Against all of us, even with your abilities you'd stand less of a chance against 3. Deidara mocked him. Then we'll even the odds. A voice called as Suigetsu, Yugo, and Karen dropped in at Naruto's side. Guys, what are you doing here? Naruto asked in surprise. Like hell, we'd just let you go off on your own. Suigetsu asked as he readied his sword. We're a team, aren't we? Yugo reminded him. Naruto was surprised before smiling. Yeah, we are. Karen scowled at him, but if we get through this we'll be expecting an explanation from you. Deal. Naruto agreed, knowing he couldn't keep hiding his one secret from the three any longer than he has. So what are we up against? Yugo asked as they saw the three. The one on the right is Deidara, the Akatsuki member I fought some time ago in rescuing Gaara, Naruto began. He specializes in clay bombs. The one on the right is Zetsu. He's a living creature created from the cells of the Shodai Meiho Kagi Senju Hashirama and Madara Uchiha. Seriously? Karen gasped as she eyed the two-halved being. Yeah, and the one in the center is Obito Uchiha. Naruto finished. Deidara was shocked and turned to him. Uchiha? He saw the Sharingan eyes. Sharingan. He gasped. Obito scowled. Forget that, focus on capturing the Jinchuriki. Deidara frowned at suddenly being ordered around by a guy who was supposed to be a rookie recruit in the Akatsuki, and now realizing he was being ordered by an Uchiha only fueled his bitterness towards them, since Itachi bested all his moves upon his induction into the Akatsuki. I'm gonna having a talk with you after this. Obito said nothing as Naruto spoke to his team. You guys handle Blondie and the plant. Scarface is mine. You got it. Suigetsu said as he smirked. I got your backs. Karen said as she stood by ready to sense their opponent's chakras. Arigato, Karen, and Naruto, watch your back. Yugo warned him. I know. Naruto answered as he got ready and the opposing sides took off to fight. Deidara was launching his explosives at Suigetsu, Yugo, and Karen. Man, these bombs of his are becoming a pain. Suigetsu called as he kept jumping away to avoid the explosions. Yugo landed beside him and underwent partial curse mode. We can't give up. We promised Naruto we'd stop them, and that's just what we're going to do. He turned his left arm into a massive axe blade and launched at Deidara, who was dodging. Suigetsu turned to Zetsu. Figures I'm stuck with the ugly-looking guy. Oh well, just another to slice. He grabbed his sword and engaged in combat with Zetsu as the guy kept dodging. When he saw Suigetsu about to try and split him down the middle, Zetsu spoke up. Time to split. Suddenly both halves of Zetsu split into two, resulting in Suigetsu's attack to fail. What? Suigetsu gasped as he saw the two halves lunge at him and wrestled him on both sides. Let me go. We should bring him back to the lair and figure out how we can make use of him. White Zetsu suggested until Suigetsu frowned. How about I make use of you? Suigetsu called as he used his water ability to turn his whole body muscular and was able to overpower the grips of both Zetsu halves. Now I'm gonna slice you both up. He used his sword to decapitate the heads of both Zetsu halves. Good job, Suigetsu. Karen called. Nothing to it. Suigetsu boasted, making Karen roll her eyes. Deidara frowned. You may have defeated Zetsu, but you won't defeat me that easily. He launched more of his explosives at Yugo. Yugo kept dodging most of the explosives as he reached Deidara. Now you're mine. He declared, bringing his axe down on the Akatsuki member, lodging the blade into his shoulder. Actually, you're mine. Deidara called as his whole body turned white, revealing to be a clay clone. What? Yugo gasped as the clay started spreading on him. Yugo! Karen cried. Hang on. Suigetsu called as he jumped in and used his sword to sever the clay from Yugo's body. Thanks, Suigetsu. Now where's the real one? Yugo asked as they looked around. Karen used her ability and gasped, he's above us. They looked up, seeing Deidara on a higher tree branch. Bombs away. He dropped more bombs on them. Take cover. Karen called as they tree jumped to other tree branches before the ones they were on exploded or more could drop on top of them. Yugo frowned as he looked up at Deidara. I won't let this guy harm my friends. He shifted into a full cursed form and jumped up, attacking Deidara with all his might. Damn, what the hell is with you? Deidara called as he kept trying to block Yugo's attacks, but wasn't able to keep up with him. I lost my first friend once, I will not lose my news ones to the likes of you. Yugo shouted as he jumped up and aimed the multiple cannon like appendages sticking out of his back at the bomber. The cannons were absorbing chakra before launching it as a huge chakra blast at Deidara. This is gonna be some explosion. Deidara called as the chakra blast nailed him and left him incinerated. Alright Yugo. Suigetsu pumped a fist. Yes. Karen cheered as the two danced around happily, before realizing what they were doing and threw each other off them. Yugo landed before them reverting to his regular form. Those two won't be causing us trouble now. Come on, we have to find Naruto. Karen said as she used her sensing ability to pinpoint Naruto's location and led the boys off. Meanwhile, Naruto and Obito were squaring off with the Uchiha trying to grab hold of Naruto, but the Jinchuriki was using his psychic to knock Obito away. Obito had started using his space-time jutsu to vanish and teleport before Naruto, but the boy quickly used his psychic to repel Obito away from him. It's useless for you to try and lay a hand on me, Obito. With my power that I had for 3 years has made me even stronger, and because I've been using it for 3 years it's gotten to the point where it can make me one of the strongest shinobi out there. There is only one strong shinobi, and he is Madara Uchiha. Obito shouted at Naruto's words. Madara is dead. Naruto reminded him, and soon you will join him. But first you have something I will be taking from you. What's that? Obito questioned. These. He extended his hands out to Obito and suddenly his Sharingan eyes were ripped out of their sockets and were floating above Naruto's palm. Obito no longer having eyes was blind, you took my eyes. And without your Sharingan you can't use your special power anymore, Naruto stated, so much for your edge. I may not be able to see you, but I still have my senses. Obito said as he charged in the direction he heard Naruto in. Your senses won't save you from this. Naruto said as he motioned his hands as if he was ringing something. Suddenly Obito's neck snapped as he crashed onto a lower tree branch. Naruto levitated himself down to the corpse's body, so the true mastermind of the Akatsuki is done. Sadly according to Itachi there is still the second in command. Naruto. 3 voices called, as Naruto saw his team arrive. Are you okay? Yugo asked in worry. I'm alright, he answered, what about you guys? Never been better, Suigetsu admitted as he and the others looked down at Obito's corpse, so you finally did it, huh? Yeah. This guy was responsible for the attack on Konoha years ago, Naruto began, although I guess I should be grateful a little, because if it wasn't for what he did I wouldn't be who I am today. And on another note I gained a consolation prize. He showed the levitating eyeballs. Karen shrieked, gross. She held her hands out signaling to keep them away. You gauged his eyes out. Nice. Suigetsu cheered. No, I didn't gauge them. They were sucked out of his sockets. Naruto smirked. Oh my. Yugo gasped. Why would you do that? Karen asked in outrage. To keep them out of others' hands. He answered. Makes sense. Suigetsu nodded. Naruto levitated Obito's corpse up, well let's get back to Suna. Hi. The 3 agreed as Naruto led them out of the forest and across the desert heading back to the village. Upon returning they were confronted by Pakura, Maki, and Yukata. Right behind them were Gaara, Kankuro, and Temari, Naruto. Gaara called as the Kyuubi Jinchuriki and his group landed before the Kazekage and his shinobi. Hey, G, Naruto greeted him casually. What happened? Temari asked. And what's that? Maki gasped as she and Yukata looked freaked at the corpse he was levitating. Pakura came and told us you all took off when you wanted to see us. Gaara explained. So what's the story? Kankuro inquired. Yeah, Naruto. What's up? Suigetsu asked as he Karen, and Yugo haven't forgotten about wanting him to tell them what was going on when they got back. Naruto looked at everyone seeing there was no way out of this, alright. It's time I came clean to all of you. Later at a room inside the administration building, Naruto had Obito's corpse lying on a table, as Naruto himself had finished explaining everything involving Itachi, the Akatsuki, and Obito to his group and his closest friends from Suna, and that's about everything. He finished. Whoa! Kankuro gasped. So that was the true mastermind behind the Akatsuki organization. Temari gasped while looking at Obito's corpse. You actually killed him. Pakura added. And all you said about Itachi Uchiha, Karen continued, he was just a victim brought up by preservance of peace in his village. Correct. Naruto nodded. And you've been keeping in contact with Itachi? Yugo inquired. Well, not when I want. He comes to me, but not whenever he wants to. Naruto explained. And you haven't told this to us, why? Suigetsu asked. Because I wasn't sure if I trusted Itachi myself at the time, he admitted. I didn't tell anyone about him until I was absolutely sure he was telling the truth. And now I know for certain, Itachi is my ally. Karen, Yugo, and Suigetsu looked at each other before Suigetsu spoke up. Naruto, we're supposed to be your team. And teammates don't keep secrets like this from each other. Yugo added. Even though you didn't know what to believe, we thought you'd have more belief in us to trust us with the secret. Karen finished. Naruto felt guilty over his actions as he took the lecture to heart. You're right. It was my mistake for keeping this from you guys for so long. You have every right to be disappointed in me. I wouldn't blame you if you didn't want to continue joining me on my journey and to help me establish my future village. We didn't say that. Yugo replied, taking Naruto by surprise. What? We're still sticking around, Naruto. Suigetsu explained. Even after how I lied to you guys? Naruto asked in shock. We're all family now, Naruto, since you united us, Karen continued, and families stick together. Oh guys. Naruto gasped, seeing they're willing to forgive him. But. Karen cut him off. We expect you to trust us more from now on. Yugo noted. So no more secrets, okay? Suigetsu asked. Deal. Naruto smiled. So what's gonna happen now? Pakura asked, are you gonna send this as a message to Tsunade-sama? No, Naruto shook his head, I can't reveal the truth about Itachi to those of Konoha. If word of this broke out, then there would be a massive outburst in all the village. Granted, I shouldn't care about that place anymore, but still there are still those in the village I care about, and I'd hate to see them get brought up in the line of fire due to this conspiracy. Besides, Danzo and the rest of the council would just automatically deny everything, and if Basan tried to pry evidence out of them, they'd no doubt try to silence her and all those she cares about. I myself have been dragged into the Uchiha affair and must carry the burden of Itachi's secret on my shoulders. Deep. Kankuro admitted. Then what about him, Obito Uchiha? Temari asked. Do you intend on telling them about him? Gaara inquired. He's also a no-say, Naruto answered regretfully. Obito Uchiha was Kakashi's comrade. He gave his life to protect his comrades. His sacrifice led him to become a hero of the village, and made Kakashi into a better person. If I reveal he was not only alive, but the leader of the Akatsuki organization, and the one responsible for the Kyuubi attack on Konoha, and the cause of the Uchiha's attempts to rebel, then it would break Kakashi's spirit and all those who knew Obito as a comrade. So this is going to be a secret between us now? Maki asked. Yes. As far as anyone knows, Obito Uchiha died years ago. Naruto began and motioned to Toby. This man, Toby. He is nothing more but a second Madara, twisted and warped by the harshness and evils of the shinobi world. No one shall ever know of his true identity. We must destroy the body, while I hold on to his eyes. Gaara and his sibs nodded at the suggestion. What'll you do with them? Yukata asked. Right now I'll keep them just in case I need leverage. The Jinchuriki answered her. Soon Naruto levitated Obito's wrapped-up corpse into an incinerator in the building and let the body burn to ash. The others watched with Naruto, as Yugo spoke to him, so I guess this is the end, huh? Yeah, with this guy gone, the Akatsuki are just wandering sheep without a master, right? Suigetsu asked. Hardly. Naruto answered, Toby may be gone along with Deidara and Zetsu, but the Akatsuki is still far from being over. After all, one of the members is still more intent on capturing the bijou than the other members. And until he and the rest are dealt with, I nor any of the other Jinchuriki in the land will be safe. Plus Obito still has much hidden. The group looked confused. What do you mean? Kankuro inquired. When Obito's Sharingan I met my own, I somehow managed to look through his memories by reading his mind with my psychic powers, Naruto explained. He has 2 other bases set up in the land. One of them contains a lab that has multiple Sharingan eyes preserved. Whoa, Suigetsu gasped, an Uchiha treasure trove. Yes. I'll need to collect all those eyes before someone else finds them and takes them for their own. And then there's another place I'll need to visit. What's that? Maki asked. There's another hideout Obito has that contains an army of 100,000 white Zetsus on standby. He explained. 100,000? The girls cried in shock. That's a lot. Kankuro said in equal shock. Exactly, Naruto nodded. Through Obito's memories I discovered Zetsu's white and dark halves are actually created from both the cells of Madara Uchiha and the Shodai Meiho Kage. All those white Zetsu clones were bred from Hashirama's cells. I can't have them lurking about. Just about every nut job I knew from Orochimaru to even Obito here have been obsessed with the Shodai Meiho Kage's DNA and power. I must destroy every trace of the Hokage's genes he collected as well as all the Zetsu clones. Can't it wait until tomorrow? Karen asked, feeling tired. Naruto looked at her and sighed, yes. It's been a long day for all of us. Agreed, so let's get you settled in. Gaara suggested as Naruto and his team nodded in agreement. That night as Naruto's team were set up in their own rooms. Naruto was in his room, sitting on the bed deep in thought. I can't believe I have to lie to Kakashi and Ba-san about Obito now. What choice do you have? Kurama asked. It's like you said, his death was what changed your former sensei. If you reveal this terrifying truth to him, imagine what his reaction will be and what effects it'll have on him. Yeah, but I'm doing exactly what everyone in Konoha and possibly the other nations have been doing. Telling lies and keeping secrets, all just to keep peace. That's the life of a ninja, kid. You learned that from Itachi. Speaking of, no doubt when he finds out what happened he's going to be paying you a visit. I know. That's why I should be ready when he comes. Naruto thought back. Suddenly there was a knock at his door. Naruto, are you awake? Temari's voice was heard. Oh, come in. Naruto called as he was broken out of his thoughts. Temari and Pakura entered and closed the door behind them. Were you planning on turning in? Pakura wondered. No, I was just planning on staying up a little longer. He admitted. Good, because we've brought entertainment for you. Temari explained. Entertainment? Well, I'm all for a little fun. Naruto smiled as he was ready to watch them disrobe. He was taken by surprise as Maki and Yukata came out from behind the 2 older girls wearing only towels wrapped around their bodies. What's this? He asked. Sorry Naruto, but these 2 wanted to have you for the night. Pakura explained as she laid a hand on Maki's shoulder. Is that a problem for you, Naruto? Maki asked in worry, while Yukata shared a similar look of worry as her friend. Naruto pondered before smiling. No trouble at all. Well then we'll leave you 3 to it. Temari said as she and Pakura began to take their leave. Go easy on them, Pakura spoke to Naruto, they're beginners. I'll keep that in mind. Naruto nodded. So the 2 older girls left the room and closed the door behind them. Once the 3 were alone, both Yukata and Maki dropped their towels revealing their bare naked bods to Naruto, who whooped in response. Does this really please you, Naruto? Maki asked hopefully. Oh yes. I'm very pleased, all right. Naruto nodded in approval. Oh thank Kami, Yukata sighed in relief, I was afraid we'd look like fools if we came to you like this. You 2 are no fools. Although I am surprised you two are wanting to have your first times with me. Naruto answered truthfully. Well, Pakura-sensei and Temari-senpai talk about you all the time, Maki began, and we felt our first time should be with the best. Naruto chuckled sheepishly, you girls flatter me. I highly doubt I am the best. Kurama thought, this is coming from a guy who probably slept with more women in 3 years than Jiraiya did in his entire lifetime. Maybe you're not, but to us, Pakura-senpai and Temari-senpai you are. Yukata praised him. You girls are sweet, Naruto smiled before opening his arms, come here. Maki and Yukata smiled as they went to Naruto with Maki plopping onto his right leg and Yukata onto his left leg, remember to try and be easy with us. Maki reminded him. I understand, Naruto nodded as he placed his right hand on Maki's left wrist and his left hand on Yukata's right one. The girls moaned from his grope as he spoke, you two are developing well for your ages. Thanks, Maki continued to moan, but how did you become such an authority on areas like this? She motioned to her chest. I've had 2 perverted senseis during my time as a Konoha shinobi, he began, I never used to listen to their words involving the opposite sex. But now I can see the kind of stuff they've been trying to show me. He pinched Yukata's nipple. Oh. She yelped. Sorry, too much? He asked. No, that felt good, actually. She admitted with another moan. Lemon happened. An hour passed, and Naruto was lying under the sheets in between Maki and Yukata who were still panting from the pleasure they experienced. Well girls, how did you both like your first times? Naruto asked as he wrapped his arms around their waists keeping them close to his sides. That was the most wonderful thing I've ever felt. Maki admitted, as she continued to try and regain her composure. I couldn't have asked for a better first time myself. Yukata admitted in agreement. You girls were spectacular for beginners, Naruto added, next time I visit here we should have Temari and Pakura join us. That would be amazing. Maki replied in delight. Yeah. That way we could show them the success of our first times. Yukata added. Well, that will be for next time. Good night girls. Naruto said as he leaned to his right and pecked Maki on her cheek, and then to his left to peck Yukata on her cheek as well. As he lied his head back, the 2 girls simultaneously kissed both his cheeks, causing him to blush at the unexpected stunt. Good night, Naruto. They said before falling asleep in his loving embrace. Chapter end. Alright, that's it for today's video guys, let me know in the comments section how was the story, and also don't forget to like, share and subscribe. I will meet you in another video, peace out.